Tracer. Arguably the most iconic character in Overwatch. She is on the box art after all. She's cool, she's funny, she's spunky, she's unique, and you can get all of this just by looking at her at a glance. But how does one go about making a character with this much personality so recognizable? Well, I'm gonna tell you how, because this is... First of all, a little bit of character design 101. Now, who is this character? It's Mary. Oh god! What happened? Well, anyway, if a character is designed well, you should be able to tell who they are just by looking at their silhouette, or the basic shapes that make up that silhouette. And this isn't even one of his iconic poses. He's just kind of standing there at an angle and you still knew it was Mario. And if you didn't, stop this video right now and go play a Mario game. Then work all the way up the timeline till Overwatch, okay? Okay. Let's take these beautiful concept illustrations by Arnold Sang and silhouette them out. You can still totally tell who every character is, even when they're not next to each other. This is really important in character design because you want every character to be recognizable at a quick glance. In fact, every character's in-game assets were created completely from scratch. That means all character models and animations were made from the ground up to fit each character's unique style and personality. Normally, base assets for game characters are copy and pasted. That's how you end up with weird quirks like all the men and women characters being the exact same height. Hey, remember when Ubisoft said animating women was hard? Ha! Woo! Now let's take just the tank characters. You'll notice right off the bat they're huge. But not only are they tall, they're also much wider than the other characters. They're intimidating. You don't want to fuck with these guys. You'll find most of their weight in the middle, in their core. And it'll need to be distributed downward to the legs in order to hold all that weight, with the exception of D.Va because she's pretty light on her feet. Now let's look at the offensive characters. Offense is a pretty broad role, but more or less these characters are looking a lot more human-shaped. Now of all of these, you could probably tell right away which one is the fastest. It's the small size and the long, skinny legs that give it away. She's like, what, 70% leg? Tracer's pose here is also one of energy and friendliness. She's completely open, she's waving, she doesn't even have a weapon in her hand. Then you have the polar opposite here with McCree. Hand in front of his face, he's peeking out from under his hat, he's closed off. McCree is strictly business. Another major factor in character design is head shape. Think about it. A person's head is the first thing you look at. Most of the time. Come on now, eyes up. What are you doing? Across the entire roster of Overwatch characters, we have many different types of head shapes. But let's take a look at just the head shapes of the offensive characters. Some much more anthropomorphic than others. Here we've outlined the basic head shape and what defines them. Genji is defined by his angular armor and V-shaped eye slits. McCree is defined by his giant hat that cuts right across his face. Pharah is perhaps the most basic with her helmet off. Her helmet adds a lot more angles, but leaves her jaw exposed. More on that in a minute. Reaper's head shape is probably the most obscure. He has a normal shaped head under all of that stuff there, but I'd say the triangular hood is what makes the basic shape. You can see it especially well after you silhouette him out. Soldier 76 is defined by his visor. Men tend to have harder, more angular jaws, while women tend to have more rounded jaws. That's why Pharah having her jaw exposed makes sense. If we left it up to the basic head shapes, then that's it. All men would look more or less the same, and all the women would look more or less the same. Now with all of that said, we're left with Tracer. Tracer is defined by her goggles, and more prominently, her spiky hair. It's what helps you notice her at a glance. It helps you pick her out of a lineup super easily. Hell, you can even pick her out of a lineup of other spiky-haired characters because of the unique shape of her spikes. That's how effective this design is. Her physical appearance isn't the only thing that gives her personality. They had to take all of that personality and apply it to her animation. She's ready to go. Knees bent down low. She's itching to get started. She's fast, but light and floaty. Her jump gives her a lot of hang time and slams her down, but she catches it with her legs because they're strong as fuck. One unique thing about the animation of Overwatch is that every character model rig has what they call noodle bones, or more simply, adjustable bones, so you can do stuff like this. This allows the type of smear frames you'd see in 2D animation, like anime. It also allows animators to give their work some extra life, some more bounce and character. Being able to squash and stretch objects and characters at will is part of what makes Overwatch's in-game animation look so cinematic. It's all about those little details, and you can see those details in her jump animation. Look at that. Just horrific looking torso. Tracer's run cycle shows her floatiness. She almost looks like she's gliding along. Her legs are coming up high and she has a slight bounce, so she's definitely pushing herself. But her feet look like they're just skimming the ground. Very, very graceful. We can compare this to the polar opposite, Reinhardt. You can totally feel the weight here as he slams down, almost like the animation speeds up at the end of each step. You know, it's almost as if you can tell a little bit about the characters just from their run cycle, eh? You know what I mean? You know, if you think about it, this game is really all about the characters. It's a team-based shooter with like 2 game modes. The variety comes from switching between all these unique characters. We feel like we know them, even though there's so little information about any of them. All we have to go on are their voice lines, and of course, their design and animation. Okay, some of them have these animated shorts that are like really cool and emotional and like breathtaking and stuff, but even those don't give away that much. If anything, they're more of a celebration of these characters' design and animation. And all these traits being applied to Tracer's design and animation are what make her so easily recognizable, so easily readable at first glance. It's what makes us fall in love with some of these characters, even though we have very little to go on. And this type of emotional connection is what sets Overwatch apart from all the other hero-based shooters. That and, you know, the perfect balance between characters and, you know, that the game's actually good. Anyway, what do you guys think about Tracer's design and animation? If you like this video and want to see more like it, please give it a like and write in the comments, guys, hey, I like this video and I want to see more like it. Please, thanks so much. Hugs and kisses from Bob. I love you. Oh yeah, hey, by the way, I am Bob Wulff from a little bitty YouTube channel called The Wulff Den. If you like hearing my sweet, beautiful voice, be sure to check out some of our videos where we have little conversations about the games industry and stuff in front of my desk. I also do creative streams 3-ish times a week over at twitch.tv/BobWulff. Come hang out over there and we'll talk about art stuff. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BobWulff if you want to see updates on all of that stuff. If you want some sweet-ass perks, you should check out the ShoddyCast Patreon. For just $3 a month, you can get these videos early and participate in exclusive chats. Isn't that fucking neat? Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in another video, yeah? Goodbye.